Special good day to everyone. It's your man DJ Roxy from Roxy Entertainment coming to you with another video. And today's video is going to be more of a history lesson and my background when it comes to music. Now, my background, I know this channel is dedicated a lot into like hip hop, boombox beat, lo-fi music, but that's not where I came from. It's just that's my passion. I always was, intrigued by, hip hop, growing up. But my history into my music, or the way I started with music and my whole music journey, just to give you a background, I was born in the DR, Dominican Republic, raised in the Virgin Islands, to be exact, British Virgin Islands, and spent a lot of my adult life in the US Virgin Islands, which the islands are very close. It's only like 10 minutes apart. And that's the beauty about it. Like, just 10 minutes away, you can be in U.S. territory. Just 10 minutes away, you could be in British territory. And that's the beauty about the Virgin Islands. And even though it's like 3 main islands or 4 main islands in the British Virgin Islands, I think it's 3 main islands in the U.S. Virgin Islands. But we all share the same culture. It's the same people. If you hear we talking, like especially if you're not from there, you're not gonna pick up which island. The different type of island accent, like it's the same people, you understand. Some drags the words more than other, but it's the same slang, same everything. We understand each other and everything, same food, same culture. So, and one of the culture that join us is the music. In the British Virgin Islands, we have what we call Fungi music, and that's the original music from the Virgin Islands. But like in the 80s, I would say in the 80s, as far as I know, in the 80s, them guys got into like soca. Now the soca that them guys got into, originally, if you heard the word soca, it's from Trinidad. Soca music was originated in Trinidad, but we pick it up in the 80s, but we put a touch to it that up to now the Trinidadians are using all kind of style. From listening to a lot of the Trinidadian music now, it kind of like they motivated us, or we took from them their style. We originally take their style and put some touches into it, speed it up, and now it became kind of international mark in the Caribbean, which is the Virgin Islands soca music, or the jam band soca music, because it was originally like the jam band and those other original guys that took the Trinidadian music and speed it up. Like originally, the Trinidadian music in the 70s, the 80s, there was like a rhythm like this, That was up into like the 80s and 90, 100 BPMs. But what them guys did, we speed it up to like 130, 140. So you get this when you speed it up. And that's what we did. And some of the original machines was these machines right here, the Yamaha RX5 and RX7. Because most of the sound was taken from these machines. All the cowbells and all the hay. And it was a rich sound because, these are analog machines, or 12-bit machines, so they sound fantastic, especially with the RX5. Even though the RX7 is my favorite because of all the sound that the RX7 came compared to the RX5. You had some outputs on the RX5 that you don't have on the RX7. On the RX7 is just a stereo output. You have your stereo output on this, plus all the individual sound has an output. You understand? So you got like 12 outputs plus your stereo, so that make left, right, so 14 outputs on this machine. That's amazing. I wish even my MPC came with so much outputs. Anyway, and as far as I know, these was MIDI together, and sometimes these guys used to MIDI like 3-4 of these machines, and sometimes we would share sound with this card right here, just to give you a little history on the machine as well. But yeah, that's how that whole style music came about, and that was intrigued by it from time I was a kid. You understand? I remember like in the 90s, and this is my whole love, and I say this a lot in my channel. I remember in the 90s where these guys were meeting these machines to like a MPC 60, MPC 3000, especially the 3000. I remember seeing the 3000 a lot meeting with these machines, which the 3000 would play like the kick and the snare and the hi-hats, and these would play all the rest instrument. Now the style music, just to give you a little display, they would have the background like this, and then we would add more sound to it, like of course it was sung a lot more thumpier than that. This is just coming through the microphone or whatever, and it's not mixed. This is just coming straight from the machine. But that's just to give you an idea of what what them guys created. And that music is very catchy. You have people coming for carnival, and around carnival time, it's like, even if you're not familiar with the culture, that music drag you into that. You understand? You see in carnival time, you see a lot of like the tourists like dancing to this music, and they love it because it's very catchy. Love that music. Don't know why I didn't decided to dedicate a video for this kind of history. I should have done this a long time because it is my history. Like I said, raised in the Virgin Islands. If you ever go to the Virgin Islands, make sure you check out Tatola, Virgin Gata. If you go to the US side, make sure you check out St. Thomas. Most of my childhood, most of my adulthood, I spent it in St. Thomas. I love St. Thomas. So yeah, beautiful machine, beautiful sounding machine. This machine came out in the 80s. If I think, if I'm not mistaken, 1986. I think this 86, if I'm not mistaken, on this one. And this one came out in 1987 or 88. The RX7. The RX7 is full of sound. Now the RX5, like I said, the advantage between the RX5 is that you have your RAM, but also you have a cartridge which you can dedicate sound to, so you could share sounds in between the machines. With this now, you can only save what you created, but it comes completely with all the sound. All the sound that you can put on this, they already stuck into this. The only problem is, like I said, they don't have the outputs. It only has a stereo output and a headphone jack. But yeah, so I created this style music that consists of trap. I created a beat that consists of trap, my style of the Virgin Islands music, and a little house into it. So something very different. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the beat. And I use this machine as the background and as the main instrument to create that music. Once again, even before I go into that, any of my people from the Virgin Islands, I gotta change it up. I gotta talk to my people who I had to talk home. Anybody from the Virgin Islands on here, pick up yourself, my boy. You know how it is. I know it's been a long time. I should have done this video here, but guess what, man? Better late than never. But we're gonna create this here, created this music here, this beat thing. I love doing it, and I ain't stopping no time soon. So big up yourself. I gotta shape it back up. So hope everybody can understand what I'm saying. So yeah, it's your man DJ Roxy. Let me play the beat for you guys. definitely, there you had it. Your main DJ Roxy with another beat on the legend. I wouldn't say another beat because it's my first time really creating on this channel, displaying this. And you know the funny thing is, like, I have, like I said, the RX5, and I always have these machines. From time I was a kid, I had this was not my first drum machine. My first drum machine, I always say, is the RX16, which I have one of those. Actually, one sec. Ooh. This right here was my very first drum machine, and this also was implemented with the style music, because we had all the drum machines, but the one that really changed everything was between the RX5, the RX7, the AHR16, and also the MPC 2000 and the MPC 3000, the MPC 2000 XL. Those was a machine that when I was growing up, that's what the guys was mostly using. But this definitely has a punchy sound. I did a video on this machine. Love the sound on this machine. I have another RX7 right here. So that's two RX7s. One that I don't remember them guys using this much, but this is a 120, the RX 120. So I do have these machines. The first time I ever did a video like this, number one, talking about the Virgin Islands history, or my history. Number two, talking about these drum machines that I have in my collection for a very, very long time. Like I said, ever since I was a kid, I had a RX7 or RX5 in my collection. So you can pick these up cheap still, so it's great. It was not made to do the style music, just like, the SP1200 was not made for hip-hop. The MPC 60 was not made for hip-hop. These machines was created for when the drummer was not there. You understand? They was not created particular to a hip-hop. You know what I mean? Hip-hop, they took the MPC and created to make it into a hip-hop machine. Just like the SP1200, it was not created for hip-hop, but that's what everybody know it as a hip-hop instrument. You understand? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs up this video. Man, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I know what you're waiting on, my boy. You got to subscribe to this channel to keep up with new videos like this. It's your main DJ Roxy from Roxy Entertainment. I'd like to take the time out to thank all my subscribers. Until next time, peace out.